Lions, moral defiance, killing, the only outcome. Tearing through your flesh like a jockey for the fix. Got the final breath, so that's so meaningless. Torture remains encased in the mesh. Blood starts to thicken as it exits through your chest. Veins and blood react as the dirt forms as one. Pain from below, comes from above. A closed in box as your loved ones gather round. Screams of agony lower to the ground. My goodness! You know, there are real people out there. Real people out there that tonight are actively defending this show. I don't know what caves they came out of. I don't want to know what they look like. They probably haven't seen the sun in about 6 years. Anybody at this stage of the year defending SmackDown should really be examined. This show sucks. I don't care who debuted, I don't care who was suspended, and I don't care who won a useless and, by God, worthless title. This show sucks, and if you come defending this show anywhere in my orbit, you'll be where the AEW Transdimensional title is. Ladies and gentlemen, we will try to dissect this pure shit show tonight. I'm going to need a couple of cold ones, man. I tell you right now, we're going to need a couple of cold ones. We're going to the venue inside my mother's basement on this Friday night. And when I walk through those doors, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Friday Night SmackDown Post Show for November 7th, 2025. I'm your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you so very much for joining me on your Friday evenings, wherever you may be. Just to let you guys know, right at the top, my guy Dustin, who made the intro that you see during every stream and actually created the Off the Script logo that you see every single night, he is in the process of making a brand new intro. We are getting rid of that old intro, and we will now be focusing our attention on Tony Khan and how he made AEW Dynamite on Wednesdays terrible. The Triple H era of the intro is over. I can no longer have that played in the beginning of the streams. I can't. I'm on social media tonight, and that's mistake number one. I'm on social media tonight, and I tweet about my displeasure of Friday Night SmackDown. That was my mistake number two. You can't reason with social media. You can't reason with the people that exist on social media. They got the fucking brain cell of a fucking pen cap. I actively had people defending this show tonight. Now, granted, this was much better than last week's show, but that is a very, very, very low bar. Last week's show was so terrible, I didn't even want to sit in this chair and review the show like we usually do. Tonight, I had people actively defending Friday Night SmackDown for one reason or another. Oh, I love professional wrestling, JD. I'm sure that's the only thing in your life that shows love back to you in some way, shape, or form. Because you ain't getting it from anyone or anywhere else. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, why don't you stop watching, JD? I don't know. I mean, I did that last week, and I gave myself enough time to recuperate. Started the week off strong with some great content. We had a great week. It's Friday. We're right back to the same shit. And I don't know. Maybe it's my fucking job, and my livelihood depends on it. Can't just omit a Friday night stream every fucking week now, can we? That would be leaving money on the table. I don't want to be doing that. Why would we leave money on the table? Why don't you stop watching and stop screaming into the microphone, JD? I don't know. Well, maybe because when I scream into the microphone, it's warranted. It's my show. I can do whatever the fuck I want. And I'm talented enough to do it where we get millions upon millions of views on what we do on this channel every single month with 18 million social media impressions every fucking month. I don't know. Maybe I'm just fucking good at what I do. SmackDown has largely been, is it worse than Dynamite, chat? That's a tough question, man. When we talk about the end of the year awards, man, what's worse, SmackDown or Dynamite? I don't think anything could be as worse as Dynamite. SmackDown's right there, and that's not really where you want to be. You don't want to be lumped into the same canoe as Wednesday's Dynamite. This show, all I ask every single week is just for a little bit of story, a little bit of story, a little bit. I'm not talking about some Arkham fucking Dark Knight level storytelling here. Though I wish everything we watch would have that level of grittiness and storytelling. I'm not asking for season 1 through 7 storytelling of The Walking Dead. I'm asking for just a little bit of storytelling. Just a little bit. I want something that's going to get me to a point where, for the first time in many months, I could sit there after 2 hours and say, man, that was a good SmackDown. Man, I can't wait for next week's SmackDown. When was the last time we physically and emotionally felt that on a Friday night? In fact, here's a better question. When was the last time we physically and emotionally felt that in 2025? I honestly feel after John Cena turns heel at the Elimination Chamber on March 1st, I think all of us collectively felt that way. And then we soon thereafter found out how absolutely directionless John Cena's heel turn and heel run became. It's the only thing I could really think of. Another moment would be where Rollins and Braun Breaker got together after WrestleMania. And the Vision, without a name, aligned with Paul Heyman. Outside that, I can't really pinpoint anything in 2025 that emotionally grabbed me and said, man, I can't wait to watch what happens next. All I'm asking for is a little story. That's it. We have a SmackDown that consists of 2 hours. WWE has run the United States Championship gauntlet into the ground. I don't take the United States Championship to be a serious thing on this show. It's gotten to a point where Sammy made it relevant for 7 weeks. Dragunov is incredible. I love Ilya Dragunov. Though Dragunov is a great wrestler, he's better than great. He's a fantastic pro wrestler. I'm not feeling the same sense of Sami Zayn with Ilya Dragunov in the United States Open Challenge. I'm just not. At this point, we've seen this now for 10 weeks. We've seen this for 2.5 months. Sammy's done it 7 weeks. Dragunov now 3 straight defenses of the United States Championship. It's getting to a point where it's feeling redundant. But you got people defending this show. You got people defending Friday Night SmackDown of all shows. I don't know. Are these real people, Bet, or are they AI bots? What are they? 10 straight weeks of a storyless United States Championship Open. United States Championship Open, any title open challenge, it is a recipe for laziness. It is as uncreative as you could possibly be. There is no real story that comes out of that. It's just a mix of opponents every single week, chosen at random to fill 15 minutes of your weekly 2-hour Friday Night SmackDown, with absolutely zero story going in and zero story coming out. Where exactly does that leave you with, oh man, I can't wait to watch who Dragunov beats next? Oh man, I can't wait to see who answers the call next week. The only people that are legitimately showing any sort of excitement towards that are the people who, I love all pro wrestling, JD. Those are the only people. We here are way too, we are way too in the camp of we want better television. We want quality. We're a little bit too sophisticated here. Again, granted, Dragunov is a fantastic wrestler. Sami Zayn's one of the best that they got. There is no story, chat. There is no story. So, there you go. Strike one. Jade Cargill cut a promo tonight. She won the WWE Women's Championship at Saturday night's main event, which lasted maybe 5-6 minutes tops. Went exactly how it needed to go. I've praised Jade Cargill's heel turn. I praised WWE's decision to follow up on the heel turn by giving her the championship while also at the same time protecting Tiffany Stratton with the quote-unquote worked knee. And she won the championship. Very Brock Lesnar / John Cena-esque at WrestlePalooza. I used the Braun Breaker Sami Zayn analogy from SummerSlam when he won the Intercontinental Championship. It was a massacre down the stretch. Power move after power move after power move, and Jade Cargill got the job done, and she looked dominant in victory. She comes on out, and we are expecting a promo. We're expecting how she feels. We're expecting what this means for her and what she's going to do with said championship. All she did was come out. All she did was come out with a microphone and the championship and present herself as Jade Cargill from AEW. I'm the new champion because I'm that bitch. And she dropped the microphone. Now, you could look at this one of two ways. One, absolutely waste of fucking time to even include that on television. Or number two, maybe it's better we did not get a promo because Jade Cargill sucks with a microphone in her hand. So if you were expecting some soliloquy by the new women's champion, you were highly, highly disappointed with what you were given tonight. Waste of my time. Now we got to sit through her entrance and a storm is coming. Meanwhile, Kathy Kelly could have asked these simple questions backstage and Jade Cargill could have done that in 30 seconds. Thank you for wasting my time. Looks like WWE might be setting up Charlotte / Alexa versus Jade Cargill at some point. They're going to have to because this division is so depleted, it is downright laughable. It's a comedy show. If there's changes on SmackDown that need to be made, it is within that women's division. Otherwise, Jade is going to be a quick failure as champion. Strike number 2. Lash Legend. She debuted tonight on SmackDown, and according to WrestleVotes, congratulations to WrestleVotes, by the way, they are now a part of the Fightful family. It's amazing that finally Fightful has gotten a show that is worth watching after all these months of subscription. Literally nothing worth watching over there. Joey Votes and TC are going to add some fucking class to the Fightful catalog. Congratulations to those guys. Love them both. Lash Legend. I've been somebody that has not been very hyped over the inclusion of Lash Legend. I don't really see what the big deal is. She's still very green, in my opinion. WWE introduces Lash Legend as a part of some new partnership with Nia Jax, and everybody's losing their minds. Everybody's going crazy, excited for Lash Legend. Lash Legend isn't the woman on that roster that I would show excitement towards for making a main roster debut. There are others on that roster that I would get excited about, namely a Jordan Grace or a Mariah May, Blake Monroe, Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, Zarya. Lash Legend doesn't really elicit excitement to me. Especially when they don't really give you an explanation as to why this partnership is now a thing. It's like they don't really give an explanation for anything, nor do they care to. Why is Lash Legend now paired up with Nia Jax? Oh, we're going to show Charlotte and Alexa what a real friendship is. She's been my friend. I've known this since I've been in the ring with her. Either Road Dogg is a real fucking simpleton, or they have 3-year-olds writing the script for Friday Night SmackDown. That's exactly what you call exciting? That's what you get excited over? That's what you get all hyped up over? Lash Legend and Nia Jax? The only thing I take away from that is that, again, Dave Meltzer's right. Dave Meltzer was correct again. What timeline are we living in? He got the John Cena tournament right. He's probably got the winner of the tournament right. Lash Legend he got right. What are we doing now? Where's Austin Theory? Let's make it 4 for 4, Dave. 5 for 5 is going to be when Lash Legend and Nia Jax are part of the Women's War Games. Then I think everybody owes 5 different apologies to Dave Meltzer. I don't see what's so exciting about Lash Legend. What's so exciting? The only net positive there is that the division needs bodies. Lash Legends adds another fresh face and another body to a very depleted division. That's it. I don't really sit here clamoring to see Nia Jax in any way, shape, or form against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. That's what I call picking up the remote control and changing the fucking channel to literally anything else. Lash Legend isn't going to help alleviate that. The MFTs. People seem to think that we want to see the MFTs on Friday Night SmackDown get embroiled with a feud over Sami Zayn and whatever the issue is. Him getting his United States Championship back, and he's got to take out Solo Sikoa to get there. I don't see how anybody is excited over the MFTs versus Sami and friends. His new collection of friends. Does anybody genuinely, and I mean this wholeheartedly, I'm asking this as a human being to you, one to another. Do you find yourself excited about the MFTs versus Sami Zayn, Rey Fenix, Shinsuke Nakamura, and the Motor City Machine Guns? In some way, shape, or form for Survivor Series? Do you? What exactly about that screams excitement? What about the Motor City Machine Guns screams excitement to you? The fact that they've been off television and are considered basically jobber to the stars? Shinsuke Nakamura, who's gone babyface to heel, back to babyface again. Nakamura's been dead since the day that he lost to Jinder Mahal. He has never recovered. So pardon me for not giving a single shit about Shinsuke Nakamura. Poor Rey Fenix, he's got to be mixed in to this fucking colossal garbage storyline. If you even want to call it that. Poor Rey Fenix. And the sad thing is he's still better off in WWE than he was in AEW. And there you got Sami Zayn, who is the only redeeming quality of these 10 individuals. And don't get me started on the MFTs. You can slap whatever different color fucking face paint you want on them. Nothing is going to make them an interesting faction. Nothing is going to make them exciting to see. Absolutely nothing WWE can do will make me care about the MFTs. So again, I ask, how are you exactly enthralled by this faction warfare? I think we're up to strike 5 about now. And then Drew McIntyre got suspended after kicking a referee tonight in the main event between Codu Rhodes and Aleister Black. Are you sure you want to suspend Drew McIntyre when, well, I don't know, there's another very noticeable absence on this show. His name is Randy Orton. Where the fuck is he? Should we start shooting up the signal flares and asking where Randy Orton is? Is he on the back of a milk carton somewhere? Does he got lost posters hanging up by the bodega? Where is Randy Orton? Where is Randall Keith Orton? Where is he? But you want to suspend Drew McIntyre when there's barely a main event scene on Friday Night SmackDown. Now, again, you could look at that as a positive. Who wants to see Drew McIntyre and Codu Rhodes again? Maybe suspending Drew McIntyre is a good thing so we don't have to get Cody and McIntyre again. At this point, I don't even know what the fuck they're doing. Are they setting up McIntyre and Cody, or are they setting up McIntyre versus Aldis? Feels like Drew McIntyre's got more of a problem with Nick Aldis than he does Codu Rhodes. Strike 6. So again, I ask, you bundle this all into one big present. Put a nice little bow on top. What exactly about SmackDown is it that you want me to sit here and openly glaze and speak positively of? What part? I can end the review right here. This show is as lifeless and is as soulless as Tony Khan on Wednesday. And that is not a camp that you want to be a part of at all. We're going to go over this show. I did not care for anything on this show. And you still saw and heard me put a little positives, one or two positives in there. Overall, this is a very, very lazy, very dull, very lifeless episode of SmackDown. And if you thought otherwise, I don't know what to fucking tell you, man. You need to start doing better. You can love pro wrestling, but that's not what we do here. We love pro wrestling, but we also love good television. There's a difference between the two. You could love pro wrestling. We all love pro wrestling. That's the fucking reason I'm here. But I actively loathe bad television that wastes my fucking time and makes me feel worse for sitting through the 2 hours because of it. This is your Friday Night SmackDown Post Show right here on Off the Script. It is your Friday, November 7th, 2025. I didn't even get to Julia. Yet. I gotta leave you guys wanting something later. There's a reason why I didn't talk about it yet. My guy Dustin's making the new intro. Hopefully that will be done in a few weeks. We have to change it. Every time I listen to it, every time I see it, it's something that doesn't fit the show anymore. Back in the day, it used to fit. Now it doesn't fit. So we're getting that changed, and we may be getting a couple of other upgrades throughout the weeks going into 2026. I want to make sure I start fresh in 26. Being that it'll be here before you know it, quite honestly. It's already November 7th. I don't know where the fuck a quarter of this month is already gone. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go check out all the content on the channel. Plenty of it. We uploaded a great video today. We talked about the situation that Tony Khan finds himself in. He's in some hot water over the newly created AEW National Championship. It makes me cringe every time I hear it. There is already a national champion. His name is Mike Mondo over in NWA. Yet Tony Khan wants to disregard the lineage of the national championship and create his own version of the national championship. And there is a reason why Tony Khan created a national championship and basically gave the finger to Billy Corgan and the NWA. So go check that out, man. It's a highly entertaining and very informative 32 minutes today. Go check that out. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that thumbs up. We got 400 likes in the can. I'd love to see 800. Can we get to 800 likes before the stream is over? So make sure you guys go and do that for me. Super chats are open. I would love if you guys show some support towards the show. It's the best way to do that. Super chats are open. They will remain open until the end of the show. Tonight we are sponsored by Blue Chew. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. Make sure you guys use that code JD for your free sample, courtesy of the podcast. BlueChew.com, code JD. All you guys have to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. And if you guys missed any of the content on the channel, there's plenty of it. We were live from Monday Night Raw. We were live on Tuesday with Tuesday Night Titans with the Solid Monster, episode 119. Some really great discussion coming out of that. Make sure you guys go check out Wednesday's stream with Jesse. We covered AEW Dynamite. The best Dynamite coverage in the entire community. There's no one better. Go check that out. All the content you need is on the homepage, including today's video, and there will be hopefully more to come this weekend. It's been another slow week. I don't know what to tell you. These pro wrestling companies have basically given up, man. They got their money, and they're giving as little effort as possible to create engaging, fulfilling television. It is awful. Friday Night SmackDown. We kick things off with Codu Rhodes. Codu Rhodes is on the show tonight. The WWE champion. He's looking dapper as usual. Cody X, what everybody wants to talk about. I yelled out, hopefully it is not Drew McIntyre and something new and fresh going into Survivor Series. Fans are singing Codu Rhodes. Oh, Cody Rhodes. In South Carolina, they're doing the European-style soccer chants for Codu Rhodes. They were better than Utah. I will say that. They were better than Utah. He said he wanted to talk about Drew introducing a weapon into the match. Fans started singing his name. He went on to say, well, this is going to be a fun show, ain't it? You guys are here to have a good time, aren't you? Yeah, good time. Tickets are not selling as good as they used to be on Friday. Ratings are in the fucking toilet. SmackDown last week accumulated the lowest rating in the history of the show. They were sub 1 million. When is it time to hit the panic button with Codu Rhodes as world champion on Friday night? Relatively soon, I hope. There's a mixture of things. There's a mixture of things that went into that low rating. Everybody's like, oh, WWE's in the mud. WWE's finished. These are fucking idiots who operate off of social media engagement. Don't mind them. They know not a fucking thing. There's a mixture of things that went into that low rating, chat. Number one, the show sucks. Let's start at the top. The show is awful. Who's going to watch Friday Night SmackDown knowingly with what you get every single week? You don't really have to watch. You can catch up in 5-minute, 10-minute clips on fucking Twitter, or look at the WWE highlight reels that they post on their own YouTube channel. You don't need to sit down and waste 2 hours of your life watching a fucking horrible program. The show sucks, number one. Number two, it was Halloween. It was Halloween. How many millions upon hundreds of millions of people celebrate Halloween in one way, shape, or form? Whether you are a parent taking your kids trick-or-treating, whether you are an adult taking yourself trick-or-treating, whether you are an adult taking yourself to a Halloween party on a Friday night, mind you, and getting pissed drunk and stoned out of your mind and trying to hook up with the fucking cutie who's sitting in the corner dressed as Harley Quinn. Halloween fell on a Friday, folks. Also, the World Series was on. Wasn't the World Series still on? Wasn't the World Series on Friday? Oh, but the WWE is dead, JD. No, SmackDown sucks, and I'm not making excuses for them. But I'm giving you guys a very logical reason behind why the show fell below 1 million on Friday. The show sucking is definitely a reason, but there are other reasons behind it as well. Maybe it's time we start thinking about taking the belt off of Codu Rhodes and injecting some fucking life into this show. Where is it written into the fucking handbook that Codu Rhodes needs to be the champion when we go into the new year? I would love a randomized title reign. Maybe it lasts a few weeks, a couple of months, at tops, at best. Get the belt off Cody and inject some fucking unpredictability and inject some life into this show. No, it's not a fun show. It's only a fun show because Cody's got fucking European-style soccer chants being hurled at him. He said his hesitation to pull the trigger has hurt him in the past, and he doesn't hesitate when it comes to Drew McIntyre. He said Drew is the most self-sabotaging wrestler in the history of the business. He said he's ready to move on. He said Drew is in the rear view mirror. I highly doubted that when he uttered those words out of his mouth. He says he wants to do something different and come into the crowd and watch the rest of the show with the fans to see who is next in line for the WWE Championship. Aleister Black's music played. He walked out with Zelina Vega. He's got a microphone. He said since setting Damian Priest on fire, he's been ready for something new. He says he has a chip on his shoulder, and it's about the size of the WWE Undisputed World title. Zelina says, it's too bad your nightmare begins now. She proceeded to slap the shit out of Codu Rhodes right across the face. Nick Aldis walked out and said that both guys were looking for a fight. So he made this match tonight for the main event. Codu Rhodes versus Aleister Black, non-title, in the main event tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. So WWE is going and throwing us back to Malachi Black when he first debuted in AEW. How many years ago, chat? 4 years, 4.5 years ago? Debuted in AEW in Miami. Who was the first guy that he kicked in the face when he arrived in AEW? Codu Rhodes. That was exciting. Those were the days, huh? Those were the days. Everybody was excited for that. And then we saw month after month, year over year, Aleister Black, Malachi Black in AEW not amount to anything on Wednesday nights. He was largely forgotten. 2021, 4 years ago, WWE is throwing it back to Malachi and Cody in the main event. Now, I have no problem with that. That's where we should be. That's who should be in the main event. That should be who's challenging for the World Championship. The problem is, chat, the problem is, and this may sound a little too real for people, and I don't mean this in any disrespectful way towards Aleister Black because I'm a huge fan of Aleister Black. I actually have praised Zelina Vega for her inclusion in this act now, as this in my opinion, is the right role for her. WWE clearly wasn't doing much with her anywhere else. This is where she fits best. She could still wrestle, but this is where she fits best. On the outside, in the corner of her husband, doing what she does best. Cutting a promo and interfering and making things look unpredictable. The problem with this is Aleister Black has just started turning a corner very slowly on WWE television. Slowly. He's been with WWE for how long now? All through 2025. He hasn't done a fucking thing worth anything on Friday night. Nothing of note. The guy's been in randomized matches. He's been in open challenges now twice. I don't understand how anybody could look at Aleister Black and at this stage of the game take him seriously. And I want to preface this by saying this has nothing to do with how great Aleister Black is in the ring. Aleister Black is a great pro wrestler. Aleister Black is a great character. It's a great act. I'm a big fan of what he does. But when you look at Aleister Black and what he's accumulated on television and what he's been doing on television, does he resonate with you? Does he look to you like someone who should be challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship? Does he look like the guy next in line for Codu Rhodes in the WWE Championship? Does he deserve a WWE Championship? If you answered yes to these questions, any one of those questions, you are clueless. And you're clearly thinking with your fandom instead of with your brain. Aleister Black belongs nowhere near the World Championship based on the way he's been booked. He's been booked mediocre. He's been booked middle of the road. He's mid. It is WWE Creative's job to get him to a point where the fans come out and give him genuine heel reactions. It is WWE's Creative's job to get him to a point where he legit feels like a main event guy. And it's their job to get him to a point where he deserves a WWE Championship. When they do all these things, then at that point, I will tell you that Aleister Black and Codu Rhodes should be a main event program on Friday Night SmackDown. Right now, the only reason why Malachi or Aleister Black in this case is in a program with Codu Rhodes is because they have no one else. The main event scene on the men's side is just as depleted as the women's division is on Friday night. So by default, they need to put somebody in there with some name credibility. Otherwise, who does Cody have? He has no one. And WWE only has themselves to blame. When they look in the mirror, the culprits of why this show sucks and why nobody is where they need to be and why nobody feels important, the culprits will be looking them right in the face. I love for someone to clip me and tell me when I'm fucking telling lies. I'm not. You got the wrong fucking show, man. I'm in no mood tonight, number one. And number two, I look at this thing very different compared to the normal pro wrestling fan. We're not marks here. We're not fucking glazing a product that obviously and blatantly sucks. We love pro wrestling. But we look at pro wrestling in a very different way, man. We look at pro wrestling through a much clearer lens. We're not blinded by, oh my God. We're not looking to get on TV. We're not looking to fake react like these fucking hacks in the community. We're not looking to do anything that elicits fake excitement. Oh man, Malachi, Aleister Black's in the main event. Give me a fucking reason to care why he's there. And until you do, shut the fuck up. And stop insulting my intelligence. Honestly. He belongs nowhere near Codu Rhodes. He's only there by default because they have no one else Dragunov. He's walking through Gorilla. Michael Cole says, I wonder if Tama Tonga is going to answer the open challenge tonight after what happened last week. Yes, that's exactly what we need for a United States Open Challenge. Tama Tonga versus Ilya Dragunov. Nobody asked for that, and I hope we never get it. The Open Challenge this week was answered by Johnny Gargano. Anybody that knows me and my love for black and gold knows that I love Johnny Gargano. Another guy that could be absolutely fucking great on Friday night. And this guy has wrestled how many matches in the last 6 months? Can someone find that out for me? How many matches has Johnny Gargano wrestled in the last 6 months? I guarantee you it's less than 6. Guarantee it. I'm talking about matches on TV. I'm not even talking house shows. Matches that physically we've seen him in on television. Both of these guys are great wrestlers. Both of these guys are great pro wrestlers. 3 matches. Shad is saying he's wrestled 3 matches in the last 6 months. Are you fucking kidding me? Genuinely, are you fucking kidding me? It's unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. Both of these guys are great wrestlers, but if you're looking for any sort of story here, there is none. Now, we got a situation where Dragunov was staring down Tommaso Ciampa last week at the end of the match. After the end of last week's U.S. Open Challenge against Nathan Frazier, which was great. Ciampa came out, wanted the match. Frazier got it because he was out there first, says Dragunov. Nathan Frazier lost. And Ciampa, he wanted a United States Championship match. Now, this is not a story. This is just something that WWE is trying to do to generate some interest and some intrigue and create a buzz that everybody wants the United States Championship. There is no story. The United States Championship Open Challenge is not a story. It is just merely 15 to 20 minutes of television time that WWE, the only thing that they need to do is piece a match together. How often that goes into the hands of Dragunov and said opponents, how much of a say he has in what he puts together compared to the agents. They choose an opponent, they put a match together, and that's it. They don't have to write dialogue. They don't have to write for next week's television. They don't have to carry us through weeks of television with layers of story. It's just rinse and repeat every single week. Here's another guy. Dragunov beats him. Here's another guy. Dragunov beats him. Here's another guy. Dragunov beats him. And this is going to happen until he loses the championship to whoever that may be. And right now, I don't see him losing that championship because he just returned from injury 3 weeks ago. This was a good match. This was not better than the match last week with Frazier. That one went much longer than this one. This one went like 11 minutes. So Johnny Gargano, he's out there. Tommaso Ciampa walked out as he felt like he was rejected last week after being called a jackass by Dragunov. He demanded that the bell ring for this match. Once Ciampa entered the ring, Dragunov said he accepted the challenge, but from Johnny Gargano. Ciampa provided a little bit of a distraction to Dragunov, which allowed Gargano to take advantage of the champion. Gargano attempted a super kick. Dragunov caught it, hit a series of German suplexes. Dragunov then continues to attack the back of Gargano's neck with elbow strikes. Follow with a suplex, and we go into a commercial break. Dragunov is continuing the offense on Gargano, uppercut to the face. He delivered the Constantine special. Gargano is stunned. He was open for a big boot, followed by a diving knee, and Dragunov goes for a cover. He gets a near fall. Gargano then used the ropes to get himself back to his feet, and he stops Dragunov's offense with a kick to the midsection. Some more kicks followed. Then he delivers a poison rana. He goes for a cover. He gets a near fall. Gargano lifted Dragunov up to the top rope, and Dragunov is lighting his chest up with stiff chops. Big headbutt. Dragunov leapt off the top rope with a senton, which always looks great. And Gargano kicks out at a 2. Gargano in trouble. He's in the middle of the ring. He did Dragunov the H-bomb. That was countered by a Gargano boot to the face. Gargano could not escape Dragunov's Uranage. And we got another Constantine special attempt. That was stopped by Candice LeRae at ringside as the referee became distracted with her on the outside. This opened Dragunov up for a tornado DDT to the outside, followed by one final beat. Dragunov somehow kicked out at a 2. Gargano tried for a dive from the apron. That was stopped by a kick from Dragunov. So Dragunov then lifted him up from the middle rope for a superplex. And one final H-bomb ended up putting Gargano away. And that is it for Dragunov. 1, 2, 3 as he defeats Johnny Gargano in this week's edition of the United States Open Challenge. It's funny how you got two guys who bled NXT being given 10 minutes to go out there and give you a United States Open Challenge, significantly less time than what we've seen so far with Dragunov as the United States champion. Why? Why? Did Jade Cargill really need 5 minutes of TV time to say that she is that bitch? This should have gotten that 5 minutes. It's an injustice to Johnny Gargano that the guy does not get more TV time, that he does not have better creative, that he's booked nowhere near as good as he was in NXT. He's just there. It's like Triple H wants them there, but does nothing with them there. These U.S. Open challenges are becoming a little long in the tooth. At some point, WWE is going to run the gambit of talent for the United States Open Challenge, and there'll be nobody left. Who's left? Who? Who is there that you want to see wrestle? Ilya Dragunov. Who? Damian Priest. There is nobody else. I'm struggling to even think of anybody. It's more than certainly going to have to be a name from NXT. JD isn't a fan of any of the fun wrestlers. Therefore, he won't have any fun with anything on this show. The show is not fun. Nothing about SmackDown is defined as fun. Nothing in pro wrestling this year has been defined as fun. When it's fun, I'll be the first person to tell you. Nothing about this show or pro wrestling in 2025 is fun. Keep talking. He got one foot out the fucking door. Nick Aldis was discussing something with the referee. Sami Zayn walked in and tried to ask to have Rey Fenix's back against Tala Tonga later tonight when they go one-on-one. Aldis rejected Zayn's request because he's not medically cleared. Zayn warned that he wasn't able to watch for longer than Aldis wanted as the MFTs ran roughshod over everyone. He wants to be out there. He's giving Nick Aldis what he wants, but the more this goes on, He's going to have to basically defy Nick Aldis's orders. R-Truth all of a sudden walked in looking like a fucking clown. What have they done to R-Truth, bro? Do you all remember the R-Truth fiasco when he got the news that he wasn't being brought back, that they were not going to re-sign him to a contract and they were going to willingly let him walk? How Nick Khan saw all the social media fucking hate coming down on TKO and WWE, and he made a personal visit to R-Truth to get the deal done and personally bring him back to the company. They brought him back. Ron Killings was back. It was a little bit more of a serious R-Truth. We thought things were changing there. We get a solid TV act. Where did all that go? Does WWE think we forgot? That was legitimately in July. It is now November. WWE wants to make sure you forgot what they did, how they brought him back, how he was Ron Killings, and now he's R-Truth talking about his balls being in Nick Aldis's hands. Because he walked into Nick Aldis's office wanting to be in the John Cena The Last Time Is Now tournament. He had his own little balls with him, with his name in the plastic ball so that it may go into the John Cena tournament tumbler, a.k.a. the Golden Royal Rumble tumbler from years ago. Aldis tried to explain to R-Truth that his name is in the tumbler and he's one of the many names in the tournament, potentially. R-Truth then says, well, I never wanted my balls in your hands anyway. I didn't want my balls touching your balls. And he walks away. What is this campy, cringy comedy? Who is this? And what happened to the Ron Killings that we got that was let go, only to be brought back by fan demand, and then buried again and made into a clown again? It's almost as if Triple H heard what we wanted, gave in, gave us what we wanted. We finally got it. We were happy. And then he takes what we wanted and actively killed it, basically showing everybody exactly who's boss. Be careful what you wish for. I hope R-Truth is not in the tournament. I don't give a fuck whose balls he wants to touch. R-Truth should not be included in the 16. There are much better things to do than put R-Truth in a fucking tournament the way that he was acting tonight. And no, it's not fun. The tournament shouldn't be fun or comedy. The tournament is for the final spot in John Cena's career. The last match of John Cena's career. There's nothing fun about that. It needs to be uber serious. As serious as a fucking heart attack. Johnny Gargano was backstage talking about his loss to Tommaso Ciampa. Fraxium, Nathan Frazier and Axiom showed up, and they rubbed a little salt in the wounds here to DIY, particularly towards Ciampa for being rejected 2 weeks in a row by Dragunov after wanting a United States Open challenge. If we get DIY versus Fraxium, listen, sign me up. We need some excellent tag team wrestling on this show. I don't know what happened to it. Jade Cargill. She was supposed to celebrate with the Women's Championship after beating Tiffany Stratton at Saturday night's main event. If you want to call this celebrating, in and out. She made her entrance. We got the whole spiel. We got the lightning and the snow and the entrance. This took up about 3 minutes or so. She gets into the ring, stands in the middle of the ring. She says, make no mistake about it, I'm that bitch. And then she walked off. The entrance was longer than the segment. She threw the microphone down. She heads up the aisle. As she's walking up the aisle, Charlotte Flair's music played. She walks out with Alexa Bliss. Jade and Charlotte have a stare down, which they've had, I believe, twice before. WWE planted some seeds a few months ago with this. So Charlotte was walking towards the ring with Alexa. Jade was continuing to talk shit. Charlotte wanted to go face-to-face with Jade again. Alexa told her no and made her think better of her decision. And she walked into the ring getting ready for her match with Nia Jax, because this show is so great on a Friday night. Did we really need that segment? Maybe it was for the best, because I don't think anybody here wants to hear Jade Cargill cut a promo. But I don't really understand why this needed to be in the ring and why we couldn't get Kathy Kelly interviewing Jade backstage if this was all she was going to do. Chelsea Green. She was bragging backstage to Michin and B-Fab that she's going to be the first and fourth United States champion and then double champion. We went from Chelsea to Zelina, Zelina to Julia, and Julia to Chelsea. So she is the fourth. She is also a champion right now, walking on into tonight. She is a tag team with Ethan Page, and I believe they won the AAA Mixed Tag Team Championships over the course of the last 7 days. Which, I mean, I think that would be a great act for the main roster. It would be infinitely better than the fucking Secret Service, which is awful, and it's not funny, and it never was funny. She turned around and Jade Cargill was standing behind her. Jade told her to keep talking or she'll put a hole through her chest. B-Fab told Michin that Jade doesn't need to run her mouth like that. Jade had walked away at this point. She walked into the locker room. But she didn't walk completely into the locker room. You still saw her standing there listening to what B-Fab and Michin were talking about. So she comes back out of the locker room. Jade asked, "What did you say?" B-Fab says, "Listen, I don't have a problem with you, but you're acting a certain kind of way that I don't think is respectful." Jade said, "Girl, I do what I want. If you got a problem with it, you can step up and see who gets stepped on next week in that ring." B-Fab accepted. So we're starting Jade Cargill's title reign off against someone who may be as equally as bad as Jade Cargill in the ring. Don't know who made that decision, but that is a recipe for fucking disaster next week on Friday night. I guess you got to line them up and get some of those wins as the new champion, huh? If you need any more of a reason why we need some more bodies in this division, this match being made next week is all that you need to know. That match was made. Jade Cargill versus B-Fab next week on Friday night. I already hear the remote controls being picked up across the globe. Charlotte Flair went one-on-one with Nia Jax. Is there anyone excited about Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair? For absolutely no reason whatsoever. This match got underway. Flair and Jax locked up in the middle of the ring. We were told that they have quite the history together. One that I don't really care about, quite honestly. Jax used her girth to push Flair aside, as she then shoulder tackled her down to the mat. Jax gets taken down by a Charlotte Luthez press. You know, Luthez, the wife of Luthez, Charlie Thez, is best friends with Tony Khan. She sat front row Wrestle Dream, only to then end up in bed by fucking 8:30 because she didn't want to sit through a 5-hour fucking outlaw mud show for the rest of her night. That Luthez. Luthez pressed by Charlotte. Jax shoved her off, pushed Flair into the corner. Flair with a drop kick, head scissor takedown. Flair's in the corner now with Jax. Chops. They're both in the corner, which led to Charlotte getting crushed with a stinger splash in the corner. Flair's attempting to fight back after the commercial break with a boot from the apron. She then went up for a diving crossbody that landed on Nia. She fired away with some more chops to Nia's chest. Running clothesline to Nia, took her out. Flair headed to the top, connected with the moonsault. She goes for a cover. She gets a 2 count. Flair attempted to lock in the figure 8. She attempted to do that same thing last week, which I believe was never connected correctly. She didn't get it all the way. So Nia responds with a sit-out powerbomb as she fought out of the figure 8 attempt. She goes for cover. She gets a 2 count. Charlotte's still alive. Jax dragged Flair to the corner, and she looked for the Annihilator. Flair escaped, found herself on Jax's shoulders for a move. That was countered. Diving elbow from the apron by Charlotte. And Nia attempted a Samoan drop. That was countered into a tornado DDT for a near fall. Outside the ring, Alexa was in Charlotte's corner. And all of a sudden, we see Lash Legend attacking Alexa Bliss and put her in a sleeper hold. This caused enough distraction that Nia took out Charlotte, crushed her in the corner, went up for the Annihilator, and got the 1, 2, 3. First of all, this match was fucking bad, number one. Don't really care to see this in any way, shape, or form ever again. Number 2, the Annihilator is one of the worst finishing moves in all of professional wrestling. I don't know how anybody looks at that and sees the way Nia delivers it and finds it to be an adequate finishing maneuver. It is fucking offensive. And I mean in the worst possible way. Can we come up with a new finishing move and just call that the Annihilator? If you're going to do a finishing move, at least make it semi-believable. When she jumps off the top rope, she doesn't even fucking sit down with impact. She does everything to avoid sitting down on her opponent. If you can't make the move look believable, if you can't make the move look impactful enough to finish your opponent, then maybe you shouldn't be doing that move, and we need to go back to fucking drawing board number 1 all over again. The move sucks. I wish she'd get rid of it. Lash Legend. There is now a partnership between Lash and Nia. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. She's now aligned herself with Nia Jax. I guess WWE looks at Nia Jax as one of the veterans of the roster that Lash Legend as a heel should work off of and feed off of. It's the only thing I could possibly think of. There is nobody else on that roster. It's like everybody coming up from NXT just gets paired with The Miz because he gets heat. He's a veteran. He's a gatekeeper. And they all got to go through The Miz to ascend to the next level. It's exactly what they're doing with Lash, teaming with Nia. The women's tag team division is dead. If we are pairing Nia and Lash Legend together to simply create opponents for Charlotte and Alexa, what exactly do you find intriguing about that? What I see is a division that is somehow being aided by random teams and haphazard decisions. A division that doesn't exist at all. It's like you're holding on to what? You're hoping for something to change and feel different and be different. What exactly are you hoping and waiting for? The division and its championships are a failure. It doesn't matter who you put as a team. The titles don't mean anything. They are just two pieces of hardware that are slated to get 10 to 15 minutes of TV time when they're defended, and that's all they'll ever be. They're not important. Nobody cares to see them. Nobody's clamoring to see them. They're never put in a spotlight on a major PLE, defended in any way possible. They're always middle of the road with teams randomly pieced together just to get TV segments on Monday or Friday night. That's it. Yet you want me to be excited about a random pairing of Nia Jax and Lash Legend. You want a positive? I'll give you a couple positives. Lash working off of Nia and learning from Nia is probably, at this stage, compared to everybody else that isn't on that show in that division, it's probably the best thing for her. It gets an extra body in that division. It gets a fresh face on TV in that division. And I would rather see Lash a part of a tag team. I would rather see Lash only somewhat in increments working as a tag team instead of throwing her out there on a random show, throwing her to the wolves and having her fend for herself. She's not ready for that. She ain't going to be ready for that for a very long time. So the less we see of Lash Legend, the better. Her working in a tag team element may actually be better off for her, so she can learn along the way. And like I said, you will see her in increments. You will see what she's very good at, and you will see what she's not very good at. She doesn't need to do a lot. Nia could do most of the lifting. She can come on in, do what she's got to do, throw her size around, hit a couple big power moves, and look impressive. And then the fucking simpletons and the casuals will eat it up and somehow think that Lash Legend is the making, or the next making, the next coming of fucking Mr. Perfect. I don't know where we're going into the women's war games. I know Dave Meltzer mentioned something about the heels having a team of Becky Lynch, possibly Nia Jax, Kairi Sane, Asuka, and Lash Legend against Rhea Ripley, Io, and a collection of baby faces, whether that's Maxine Dupree, Alexa, and Charlotte. I don't know how you watch both of these weekly shows. And I mean this wholeheartedly. I mean this wholeheartedly. I don't know how you watch both of these weekly shows, Raw and SmackDown, and look at the date, November 7th. I don't see how you watch Monday and Friday night and think that Nia Jax and Lash Legend belong inside of women's war games. In fact, I'm going to go out there and say that nobody on the SmackDown side deserves or belongs inside of women's war games. That was the rumor. That Nia Jax was going to be a part of the women's war games, and Lash Legend's name was a part of that discussion. She just got here. What the fuck does she have to do? What the fuck is the tension between Lash Legend and anybody to a point where she belongs inside of women's war games? The answer is she doesn't, and there is none. So if you actively see people wanting to see Lash Legend and Nia Jax inside the War Games match, those people are fucking stupid. They don't belong there. The match does not need them. The match does not call for them. In fact, the match calls for nobody from Friday night to be a part of the match, including Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. What is the turmoil? What is the tension that Charlotte and Alexa need to be in there? What is the volatile explosion that is Charlotte and Alexa needing to be in War Games? What is the volatile, volcanic eruption and tension that Nia Jax and Lash Legend need to be inside the women's War Games? The answer is there is none. There is none. I'll go a step further. After last year's debacle, after last year's embarrassment, one of the worst War Games matches, never mind women's War Games, one of the worst War Games matches ever. Mainly due to Nia Jax and the fact that she was in there for 40 fucking minutes. Do you really want to see Nia Jax in a women's War Games match? Not wanting to fucking work? If she's in that match, you don't think my fucking binoculars are going to be fucking eagle-eyed on how Nia Jax performs? Last year, she didn't want to show up to work and fucking pull out a hair extension or break a fingernail. Yeah, you want to see that in War Games. Let's get some real workers inside War Games. None of which come from Friday night. Becky Lynch, Asuka, Kairi Sane, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez. They all have ongoing issues with Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. You want to include Maxine Dupree, who's had an issue with Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Lyra. Let that sink in. You want Nia Jax and Lash Legend inside War Games over Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez? What are you, fucking mental? On either side, with both of those options, where's the story? Enough to fulfill a true War Game situation. There is none. But if you choose the Raw side compared to the SmackDown side, it's much more viable for a War Games match than it would be to include Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and Lash Legend. The War Games match for the women's side should not, and I repeat, should not include anybody from Friday Night SmackDown. No one. You want to make the match as good as it could be? Stick to Monday night. If you want it to be fucking deplorable and you want it to make no sense whatsoever, then make sure you go to Friday night. It should be Team Becky versus Team Maxine or Team Rhea versus Team Asuka. None of the women's dilemmas, none of them should be inside War Games coming from SmackDown. We got the next two matches announced for the John Cena Last Time Is Now tournament. Nick Aldis spun the Tumblr. The Miz will go one-on-one next week on Friday night with Jey Uso. LA Knight will go one-on-one with someone that Nick Aldis says he would keep a surprise until next week's show. Oh, man, there's that cliffhanger. Who's going to be the mystery entrant into the tournament? I'm assuming that's going to be one guy who is not employed with the company. And no, it's not Chris Jericho. And no, it's not Adam Copeland. So get it out of your system. Nobody from AEW is joining this John Cena tournament. Can you believe that we have to sit through a Jey Uso versus Miz match next week? What have they done to this beautiful concept known as the John Cena Last Time Is Now tournament? We got Damian Priest versus Rusev, which should be okay. Sheamus versus Nakamura, which should be okay. It's not going to blow my fucking socks off or anything, but can't hate on Sheamus, and Rusev has killed it lately. But Jey Uso versus The Miz. You got one guy who is absolutely fucking blown up in 5 minutes, mostly due to his intro and entrance, against the other guy who has literally the worst offense in the history of pro wrestling. We got the makings of an absolute all-time down fucking in the dumps John Cena tournament match. You believe that? Of all the days, of all the concepts, you want to give me the fucking Miz versus Jey Uso in the John Cena tournament. You could not conjure up a worse match for this tournament. And then who's the mystery guy? Certainly somebody from TNA. I think it's Joe Hendry. Honestly. How come they haven't shown the bracket? Why haven't they shown the brackets for this tournament? I'll go out on a limb and say they probably have the winner in mind, but they don't have a fucking clue as to who's in this tournament and what they want to do as far as the matches in order and where they want each match to go. That's why they haven't shown you the bracket. Instead of showing us the bracket and making us more excited about the fucking tournament to see who's in this tournament, to get excited about the matches to come, they want to slow drip everything and give it to you week by fucking week. Don't be fooled. Just like John Cena's entire 2025, just like John Cena's heel turn and heel run, WWE hasn't had a fucking clue, or they don't care to have a clue on what John Cena is doing on December 13th or how we get there. The reason why they haven't announced any of the brackets is because I don't even think they know. Otherwise, why haven't you given us any of the brackets? Don't you think giving us a fucking visual of 8 guys on one side, 8 guys on the other, and giving us matches would get us more excited about the fucking tournament? No, but I got to look at a graphic with Jey Uso versus the fucking Miz. What do you think that's going to do? Nia Jax and Lash Legend were backstage. They were interviewed by Kathy Kelly. She asked how the alliance came together. Jax said she clearly would have beaten Charlotte. She mocked the Bliss and Charlotte friendship, saying that her and Lash are real friends. She said she faced Lash, and she's a badass. Lash said she is everything she says she is, and tonight was just the beginning of their journey to the top. Nowhere in there was a suitable explanation as to why they were paired together. You might as well have not given me anything. Oh, she's a badass, and I wrestled her, so we're real friends. Sure you are. Women's United States Championship. Julia defended against Chelsea Green. This match went 2 minutes. Let me repeat that. This match went 2 minutes. Bell rings. Julia is on offense early. Kiana James punched Chelsea Green from behind the referee's back. Alba Fire comes over, kicks Kiana James down with a super kick. Julia kicked Alba Fire from the ring. Green rolled up Julia and put her boots on the middle rope for a leverage pin. 1, 2, 3. And Chelsea Green is once again the Women's United States Champion. Ethan Page was sitting front row, and he was there to watch his friend Chelsea Green win the United States Championship, as he is the current North American champion, and they are the AAA Mixed Tag Team Champions. So they are draped in gold. This match went 2 minutes. Chelsea Green won the United States Championship for a second time. Ethan Page held Chelsea on his shoulders. She celebrated, and we went right to the next segment. I don't know who or what Julia was doing before WWE, who was in charge of Julia, where she worked, who she worked for. I'm assuming it was Rossi Ogawa. What she did in Japan, I don't really give a fuck. Can you imagine what those people are looking at? Can you imagine what those people are thinking of when they see Julia in the ring with Chelsea Green, barely going 2 minutes, and losing in the manner that she did, with her feet on the ropes, losing the United States Championship? Can you imagine what these people are thinking looking at Julia and the absolutely mortifyingly bad United States Championship title run that she had on Friday Night SmackDown? This may go down as one of the worst championship runs of the modern era, and I don't even blame Julia for it. I don't. How could you look at this and blame Julia? WWE has put absolutely zero fucking effort into building Julia up as a star in this division. They called her up without a single fucking plan. They called her up and let her die on Friday night. They called her up and paired Kiana James with her, who can't draw flies to shit, who gets zero reaction. What do you expect Kiana James to do for another heel when the audience doesn't know who the fuck she is? All she is another woman with a short skirt who comes out looking like she's an OnlyFans model. You want that to be associated with Julia? What does Julia have to do with any of that? What? Who thought that was a good idea? You can see what they thought of the idea. They let it fucking die. What exactly did this do for either woman? Yet you want me to sit there and say this show was good. This show is fucking garbage. They should be fucking absolutely ashamed of themselves. How Julia even wants to be associated with this garbage is absolutely mind-numbing. To do what? To do what? to give the title right back to Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green, who's a comedy wrestler. She's a comedy wrestler. Chelsea Green is showing you maybe 1/1,000,000th of what she can actually do in that ring. WWE's got her at a point where she is doing not even the bare, whatever is below the bare minimum. And you get the simps and the fake media, the IWC, they're all like, oh my God, Chelsea Green is great. Chelsea Green is funny. Chelsea Green is this and that, and fucking give me a break. What are you watching? What are you watching? How do you look at Becky Lynch and what she did with the Intercontinental title and then put this title back on a comedy wrestler? What's the point? What? What's the point? They created 2 titles to give more meaning to the other wrestlers who aren't in a tag team. You made one really great, and you made the other a fucking 24/7 title. It's exactly what you did. It's exactly what you did. People are going to look at this and say, oh, man, I'm so excited about Chelsea Green. The Secret Harvest is some of the worst television on wrestling television. Chelsea is not entertaining. Chelsea is, by what we see on WWE television, not very good. Meanwhile, I know she's a lot better than what we're getting. And the United States Championship back on Chelsea Green to do what exactly? To do what? Who is there? Why do we even have it? WWE is actively killing Jade and Chelsea at the same time because there is no one. I don't know how anybody defends this show. I don't. How do you defend this? How do you look at this and defend it willingly? That title was doomed as soon as they put it on Chelsea Green. The only redeeming thing about this championship is when she first won it. That was it. Now they give it back to her. In the meantime, you bury Julia. She's a fucking loser in the eyes of the fans. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody reacts. You paired Kiana James with her, who gets no fucking reaction because nobody knows who the fuck she is. Some creative team over there. Some creative team you got. Every single fucking one of them should be fucking absolutely fired. When you want budget cuts and releases, fire half the SmackDown writing team because they're fucking terrible. How anybody signed off on this ending with this match going 2 minutes, I swear to God, man, I don't know how anybody looks at this and willingly glazes the WWE product. I don't. Solo Sikoa. He spoke backstage with the MFTs. Solo said the Wyatt Six and Dragunov have something that belongs to the family. He told Tala Tonga to go make a statement against Rey Fenix. Send a message to never disrespect the family again. They walked away, the Wyatt Six, minus Uncle Howdy, crawled into frame and stalked them as the MFTs walked away. Said it once, I'm going to say it again. You can put whatever color face paint you want on the MFTs. There is nothing on this planet that will make me care about them as a group. Rey Fenix versus Tala Tonga. This match went 9 minutes. Right after the commercial break, Phoenix, he made a comeback. Tala Tonga, obviously the taller of the two, cut the offense short. Solo's sitting on the outside. He's applauding Tala Tonga. Phoenix snapped Tala's neck over the top rope. He then walked the top rope and gave him his patented running punt kick. He then leapt off the top rope with the crossbody, goes for a cover, he gets a 2 count. Phoenix super kicked Tala in the mouth, and then he followed up with a tope or a top rope leap. Tala caught him by the throat. Phoenix tried for a Hurricane Rana, but Tala blocked it and powerbombed him. He went for another choke slam, and he got the 1-2-3 over Rey Phoenix. Post-match, Sami Zayn ran out with a chair, though he was not medically cleared and Nick Aldis told him no. Sami Zayn defied orders and ran out there anyway. Tala and Solo left. Michael Cole said Sami might have a death wish going after the MFTs. I wish this show succumbed to the death wish. Kathy Kelly interviewed The Miz backstage. By the way, I don't know where we're going with the MFTs versus Sami, Phoenix, Nakamura, and the Machine Guns. Where are we going there? Where are we going with any of that? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Are we getting that inside War Games? Are we getting a traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match? I could see it taking place on the Friday before Survivor Series on SmackDown. I cannot envision them putting these two factions on the pay-per-view. I can't. Which, by the way, not a single fucking match has been announced. Not one. It's November 7th. The show takes place in 3.5 weeks. Where the fuck is the match card? Why do we wait so fucking long to get matches announced? Because they don't fucking know. That's why. They're too busy worrying about how many tickets they're going to sell. Maybe you'd sell some more fucking tickets if you give the fans something knowingly that's going to be on the show. Next week on SmackDown, LA Knight versus Mystery Man, Miz versus Uso, Jey Uso, and Jade Cargill versus B-Fab. Miz was interviewed about his match with Jey Uso next week, as well as what he did to Carmelo Hayes. In Miz's eyes, that was a reminder of what he's capable of. He says he made Hayes relevant, and that once he beats Uso next week, he will be the one to end John Cena's career. It's always great to dream big, Mike. Always great to dream big. No, you're not ending John Cena's career. Codu Rhodes. He went one-on-one with Aleister Black in the main event. He's with Zelina in the corner, or in his corner. Bell rings. Neither guy had the early upper hand in this match. Rhodes lifted Black up for a standing suplex. He attempted his signature drop-down uppercut. Black caught him with an armbar and blocked it. Rhodes went for the disaster kick. He was met by a kick from the head, or from Black to the head, which takes us into the commercial break. This was the last break of the night. We come back with Rhodes avoiding a kick from Black again. He attempted a roll-up. Black responded with a boot to the face. Another quick cover by Black. Cody kicks out. Black attacked Rhodes with chops and a kick to the chest. He then hit him with a knee right in the midsection. Rhodes fought back with a running clothesline. Disaster kick. He goes for a cover. He gets a near fall. Rhodes then looks at Black for crossroads. Black countered, hit a big kick to the face, and he goes for a cover. He only gets a 2. So Black at this point, he attempted a back suplex that was countered by Cody. He came right back with a Cody cutter. He goes for a cover. He gets a 2 count. Black got himself up. Rhodes tried for the Dusty style strikes. He was met with a knee and a jackknife suplex from Black. Black then went for Black Mass, but tried for the Crossroads. That attempt was reversed, and the two traded kicks that led to a double down. Just as Black and Rhodes were recovering, Drew McIntyre appeared out of nowhere. Camera positioned solely on the referee, so when you saw Drew McIntyre come from right to left, he came flying out of the corner and claymored the referee, who I believe was the original referee of the match that he had with Cody at Saturday night's main event. He's blaming the officiating. He gave him a claymore kick. Things just turned into all-out chaos here. Black and McIntyre tried to attack Cody with a 2-on-1 attack here. Damian Priest ran out. A brawl broke out between all four of these guys. Aldis appears on the stage and announced that Drew McIntyre, he's sick and tired of McIntyre. He gives him an inch, he takes a mile. McIntyre was now suspended indefinitely. So we got the producer credits rolling. We see Paul Levesque and Lee Fitting. The credits roll. McIntyre storming up the aisleway. He gets in the face of Nick Aldis. He's yelling at Nick Aldis. And McIntyre shouted at Aldis, his back was against the wall. What am I supposed to do? This is all your fault. As the show went off the air. McIntyre supposedly is filming Highlander, a reboot of Highlander. So I'm assuming the suspension is to cover up the fact that he will be off of television, which is great for him. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. My question is, what does Codu Rhodes do at Survivor Series? What does he do at Survivor Series? We're 3 weeks to go. There's no Randy Orton, no sight of Randy Orton. There's legitimately nobody else on Friday Night SmackDown. What does Codu Rhodes do at Survivor Series? Are we looking at an Aleister Black versus Codu Rhodes match at Survivor Series? Jesus fucking Christ, is that underwhelming as fuck for Survivor Series? Are you kidding me? Unless McIntyre is done with Highlander in the next 3 weeks and we get McIntyre versus Cody, or if Randy decides to come back to television, we get Randy out of nowhere versus Cody. There's legitimately no time to tell any stories here. Where are we going with this? Unless Cody's not going to be at Survivor Series. John Cena's going to be there. We're assuming Roman Reigns and CM Punk are going to be there. Brock Lesnar may be there. Logan Paul's going to be there. Maybe they feel like they don't need Codu Rhodes. Having Codu Rhodes miss Survivor Series and not defend the WWE Championship would be fucking absolutely ridiculous. I'm assuming it almost has to be Drew McIntyre. Maybe he wraps up filming in the next 3 weeks and we get this match announced. "2025 has been largely awful for WWE Creative. And I know you guys have been saying it. The party is over for Triple H. The party is over for Triple H. The creative in WWE is fucking offensively terrible. This show is complete dog shit. How you look at this show in a positive way tonight, at all, is unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. You are not hard enough on WWE television. A lot of people let them slide. I am not letting nobody fucking slide. I am not letting Triple H slide. I'm not letting Tony Khan slide. Every one of you is going to feel my fucking complaint, and every one of you is going to feel my wrath. It's over. It is fucking over. That's your SmackDown review. Did I make up for last week? Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go check out all the content on the channel. Plenty of it. All on the homepage. Super chats are open. Get them on in. And please hit that thumbs up. We are 200 likes away from 800 likes. I love to get as close to 800 as possible. Tonight, we are sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. All you guys need to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. Fellas, you already know what time it is. It's time to level up. And Blue Chew just dropped something crazy. I'm talking next level. Championship belt, gold-plated energy. Blue Chew Gold is the newest innovation from the #1 chewable ED brand. This ain't your grandpa's little blue pill. This is the 4-in-1 beast that's setting the gold standard for performance. We're talking 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep that rocket pumping, mixed with apomorphine and oxycoke. I can't even pronounce the ingredients in here. Oxycontin to turn off the arousal and connection in your brain and body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves under your tongue. It works in as little as 15 minutes. That means you can get in on the fun quicker and stay in the game longer. Elevation without hesitation. This is peak passion and peak performance in a single tablet. Make sure you guys use the code JD. How do you pronounce this word, man? Oxytocin. 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 I'm sure they'll be hitting me up tomorrow. Man, you mispronounced those words. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. All you got to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. Let's get to your super chats. Joseph Taylor with a $2 super chat. SmackDown, not in Utah. Yeah. Now, South Carolina was better than Utah, but the show was equally as terrible. Michael Crows with a $2 super chat. It's Friday night, Utah, JD, let's go. Yeah, thank you, Michael Krause. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. WWE trademarked Tribal Air. Oh my God, not Jay versus Roman. God, I hope not. I fucking hope not. Twister 1296 with a $9.99. The difference between Raw and SmackDown is absolutely ridiculous. Raw clears SmackDown in every way. It's not even fucking funny. Raw is watchable and enjoyable. SmackDown is not. That's the problem. They are 2 different shows, 2 different teams, 2 different worlds, bro. It is night and day. And Raw isn't even all that great. It's good. But SmackDown is just fucking terrible. Oxycontin. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? Oxycontin. I got to brush up on my next ad read. Yurka with a $20 super chat. OTS for life. Yurka, thank you for stopping by, Yurka. Twister with a $4.99. 2025 SmackDown is literally up there with 2019 Raw. I'm dead serious. I don't know if I'd go that far. It's bad, but it's not that bad. Baltimore Jackson with a $1.99. I can't lie. Chelsea Green is a bright spot on the show. No, she's not. No, she's not. She adds nothing to the show. Michelle Moran with a 2. Drew suspended on top of no Orton. SmackDown is a dump. Well, he's going to go film Highlander, but I don't know where that leaves Cody Rhodes for Survivor Series. AD from NOLA, 504 with 42 months. What's up, JD? Birthday week is coming up this upcoming week, but can't wait till 2025 is done with this pro wrestling garbage. It's bad for both WWE and AEW. This is one of the worst years I can ever remember, bro. One of the worst years I can ever remember. I can't wait to put 2025 behind us. Ethan Nelson with a $9.99. SmackDown is reaching Dynamite levels of bad. A complete garbage show all 2025. I don't believe we are comparing Friday Night SmackDown to Dynamite levels of bad. That's not where you want to be, bro. JM Beer with a 6 month. SmackDown makes Dynamite look like the good times of 21. Julia absolutely buried by god-awful creative. I don't even know why they called her up. First of all, why'd they call her up? Secondly, why'd they take her away from Roxy? That seemingly felt like it was going somewhere. Then they moved her to SmackDown to move her away from the same brand that Stephanie Vaquer was on. To do what? Bury her. JM Beer, thank you, brother. Hooligram with 57 months. Long live the real voice of the wrestling fans. Cheers to you, sir. Thank you, brother. Yerka with another 20. No, this is the same 20. Yerka, thank you. Ethan, thank you. Italian Stallion with a $7.99. Why is it so hard for us to be provided with a good quality, entertaining wrestling show? 4 letters, 1 word. Shit. Ethan Nelson with a $4.99. Yeet Man vs. Miz in 2025. Genuinely a ratings killer. I don't know who looked at that and said, yeah, man, let's do that. Ryan Fairburn with a $2 super chat. SmackDown is an indie show. 0 story, just matches. Triple H said that WWE tells stories like Marvel and the DC Universe. I wonder if he even is present on Friday nights to know how ridiculous that statement is. Dan, the Cards fan, 47 with a $4.99. WWE's booking of Drew McIntyre needs to be investigated beyond criminal. They don't give a fuck. Ryan Fairburn with a $2 super chat. Crowd has 0 connection to Ilya. He has 0 stories. They think because he's a great wrestler, he'll get over with competitive matches. Dan, the Cards fan with a $4.99. And where the fuck is Randy Orton? Randy may be on vacation for the rest of the fucking Thanksgiving holiday, honestly. Melee King, Sidro with a $2 super chat. What did a stick say as it sees the beaver? Well, I'll be damn. $2 super chat from Sidro. What do you call a one-legged waitress at IHOP? Eileen. You know, I can't even tell you the last time I ate at a IHOP, bro. Every time I walk into places like that, IHOP or Denny's, it just feels dirty. I don't know. Demeter, it only take Donnie to no green, easy bullying with a $7.99. Donnie ain't gone like it when Cody Rhodes say he identifies as a road. Donnie say, hey boy, my 4x4 truck don't fit on a dirt road. Ciampa has a flying car. Very interesting, Demeter. Thank you, brother. Demeter always with the Demeter Bullying has got better stories than Friday Night SmackDown. Sidro with a $2 super chat. What does Santa Claus want for Christmas? Ho, ho, ho. See, I like that one. Survivor 1993 with a 7 months. Keep up the awesome work, JD. What's a band you tried to get into but couldn't? Sleep Token. And Lorna Shore. God, they are fucking awful, man. Nothing but a wall of noise. And Sleep Token legitimately is sleep-inducing. Awful. These new age metal bands, bro. These fucking, these woke fucking modern age metal bands, bro. I mean, fuck out of here. Ridiculous. It's what the fucking kids nowadays are listening to, man. Give me a break. Shanumtra with a super chat. AR Gold is seeping with toxicity. And yes, SmackDown tonight sucks. OTS for life. Fuck AR Gold. It's a fuck about AR Gold. True Crime Unleashed with a $5 super chat. I saw a report that LA Knight is in hot water with the higher ups because of showing a fan sign 2 weeks ago. They accused him of going off script. Sean Ross Sapp, I think he reported something like that in the Q&A portion of Fightful Select. He said that LA Knight is not in trouble. LA Knight is not in trouble. Jay Everington with a $2 super chat. Would WWE be better without a brand split? Yes, they would. But they're too lazy to tell stories. That means that they'd actually have to work. Bid Moon. JD is the main event. Thank you, Bid Moon. JD25 with a $4.99. They really announced Miz vs. Jey Uso as a first-round tournament match to face John Cena. I, for one, am not the least bit interested in that match. Nobody is. Nobody. You got one guy who gets blown up in 90 seconds, and the other guy's got the worst offense in the business. Dan the Cards fan with a $4.99. It's also hard for us to care about the main event on SmackDown when the match is barely 10 minutes. Well, not everything needs to be 20 minutes plus. But the main event should definitely be more than 10 minutes. True Crime Unleashed with a $5 super chat. Cross and Scarlett was on Coach and Bro yesterday. Scarlett stated yesterday that getting over organically was the kiss of death. Bruce has the final say. Well, fuck Bruce. Bruce Pritchard is a cancer that still is flowing free in WWE and needs to be cured. The company will never be where it needs to be with Bruce Pritchard still there. Never. Scumdog with a $5 super chat. Worst match and feud of 2025. I got to get back to you on that one, Scumdog. One that jumps off the top of my head is Solo versus Jacob Fatu for the United States title inside that steel cage match, man. That was fucking awful. Holy fuck, was that awful. Ali, 39 months. Thank you for the recommitment, brother. No message. $2 super chat by Zack Attack, 5858. Nia Jax is unwatchable. Ethan Nelson with a $4.99. Genuinely, what happened? SmackDown was picking up for like 2 weeks, then a serious nosedive right after. It's like they're allergic to positivity. As soon as fans started saying, oh man, look, a turning point, they went right back to booking garbage. True Crime Unleashed with the $2 Super Chat. Yokozuna and Rikishi did that move better than Nia. Hey, Nia's got to get rid of the Annihilator. Nia's got to get rid of the Annihilator. Joseph Taylor with $5 Super Chat. The Miz vs. Jey Uso match will face the winner of LA Knight and the Mystery Guy. Miro versus Damian Priest will face the winner of Sheamus or Nakamura. I'm assuming that's going to be the case. I'd like to see a physical bracket of all the participants. I'll leave with a $5 Super Chat. JD, which match would you have seen if you were ever to go back to the Attitude Era? You mean a match that I would have loved to see happen? Angle versus Bret. Kurt Angle versus Bret Hart. Peel's Advocate with a $2 Super Chat. Why threaten me over an intro parody? Because the intro is not yours. The intro was not yours. I don't give a fuck if it's a parody or not. You didn't ask me to use my intro. This fucking clown, Heel's Advocate chat, took my intro, made fun of it, put some bullshit text and some bullshit soundbite over my long-term booking intro in his recent videos, and now wants to know why I'm ready to strike his channel down with a copyright strike. Because the intro was not yours. You didn't pay for it. You didn't record it. You didn't ask me for it. If you asked me to use my intro, maybe I'd have a different response for you. Now you have to suffer the consequences for doing what you thought was right. Meanwhile, you were wrong. A channel my size does not take bullshit from an obviously fucking blatant grifter who labels his videos, I hate WWE. Triple H should be fired. That is the worst type of content that exists on the fucking internet. And all you people do is try and take a cheap way out from making a fucking cheap dollar. There's no creativity. There's no fucking critiques. There's absolutely no redeeming quality to that content whatsoever. And you fucking people can't even put yourself on fucking camera. You use still shots of the fucking pictures that WWE.com posts on their website with some fucking cheap-ass Blue Yeti microphone that you get at Best Buy for $20 fucking dollars. And you want me to sit there and be okay with my likeness, my podcast intro, my podcast logo, all over your shit quality video. Fuck off. Fuck off. Enjoy your copyright strike. Now you got 90 days till it goes away. I pay for that. I pay for the fucking graphics you see. I pay for everything graphics-wise. That costs more money than that guy will make in 5 years on YouTube doing his shit content. Yet you got people like that that want to disrespect the hard work that goes into making your channel successful. Fuck off. Fuck off. I don't have any pity for fucking people like that. Everybody thinks it's fucking easy to sit in a chair and fucking talk wrestling on YouTube. There's fucking very few that find success in it. I'm one of them. Respect it. Respect it. You sit there and disrespect the fucking grind, and you disrespect the fucking content that I put out there. Fuck off. I don't give a fuck. Make a video about it. Who gives a shit? Who cares? I'm gonna shut the stream off. I'm hopping on Arc Raiders, and I'm gonna go to bed. Meanwhile, I made my money. I made my content. I put out the best stream in the entire fucking community. What else do you want from me? I don't give a fuck. He's got a copyright strike coming. Good for him. If you want to pay for my new intro that's coming, I'll let you use it. Thank you. you for the $2, though. I'll take your $2 and I'll walk to the local coffee shop and buy myself a gingerbread latte, being now that they are in season. Zach Attack with the $5 super chat. I don't blame you, JD. I woke up my fiance as I screamed at the TV watching Julia get buried, done with SmackDown until half of creative is fired. Well, why threaten me over an intro parody? You didn't ask me. You didn't ask me. On what planet? With whose brain did you think using someone's IP and someone's actual intro with my voice still in it? With my voice still in it? On what planet would you think that's okay? Chris, thank you for the recommitment, brother. Phil with a $9.99. Hi, JD. I just lost Phil. Phil, hi, JD. My first super chat on the channel. Just wanted to say the intro for your Raw review this past Monday went hard. Do or Die song is a banger. Yes. Elegant Weapons. Richie Faulkner from Judas Priest. That's his side project. Go listen. Excellent band. Dan the Cards fan with a $9.99. WWE's booking of Drew McIntyre needs to be investigated beyond criminal. Sinister with 22 months. Hey, JD, much love, brother. Celebrated my 23rd birthday on Wednesday. Hope all is well. Been here since the pandemic days when I was still in high school. Much love. Sinister, thank you, brother. Hope you are well. Hope you are well. Furious Nation with a $9.99. What's up, JD? It's literally night and day with Raw compared to SmackDown. It's almost like Triple H puts more into Raw than SmackDown because SmackDown sucks. 2025, pro wrestling just sucks. Can't wait for 2025 to be over, bro. Maybe he feels USA Network is lowbrow compared to the ESPNs and the Netflixes of the world. I don't know. Also with a $4.99. Also, JD, I'm thinking of probably going to concerts in the future again. Any suggestions of which bands to see that's currently out there? I don't know who you listen to, brother. I don't know. By the way, guys, I will not be here next week for the SmackDown Post. I will be in New Jersey. I have tickets to go see Mammoth, Wolfgang Van Halen, and Miles Kennedy in concert. So clearly, I will not be here covering SmackDown, being that I will be at a Miles Kennedy concert. Yeah, good luck with that one. If there's anything that happens, I'll cover SmackDown on Saturday. Thank you, Furious. I don't know who you listen to, brother, so it all depends on who you listen to and when and where they will be touring. Cody Snyder with a 2 and a 2. He says, fuck AR Gold, JD from NY 206. Well, fuck Bruce, also JD from NY 206. Furious Nation with a $4.99. I agree with you, JD. Nothing will change as long as Bruce, Michael Hayes, and Ed Koskey are still there, with Vince out and Triple H in. Cake with a 2. Cut the Hydra of Michael Hayes, Bruce, and Ed Koskey. I agree. And Demeter Bullion, JD, I have a very important question with a 99 cents. And then he leaves, no question. Awesome. Thank you guys for a great stream. Appreciate you showing up tonight. I thought we had a great stream. I think we were on point with basically everything we talked about, like we usually are. But if you did enjoy the video, man, 800 likes is the goal. Let's see if we can get that. I know we'll eventually reach 1,000, but make sure you guys go and hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of tonight's SmackDown. Let me know what you thought of Julia being buried in 2 minutes. Let me know what you thought of Lash Legend and the Drew McIntyre suspension. That's your homework. Leave me a comment down below. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY 206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. turn on the bell for notifications, go and check out all the content on the channel. There's plenty of it, including today's video on Tony Khan and the hot water he's in with the wrestling enthusiasts over the fact that he has created a national championship when one very much still exists. Go check that out. And please, check out my sponsor for tonight's show, BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. That's BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. Thank you guys for a great stream. I will see you all, if there's news this weekend, with some videos. If not, I'll see you back live right here for Monday Night Raw in Boston. John Cena's tournament officially begins on Monday Night Raw. Until then, guys, I'll see you later.